This is your girl, the Grown Woman Gamer, and I'm coming at you today with another fire commentary. Today we're going to be talking about NBA 2K20 and some of the things that we've been thinking or that I've been thinking about as it relates to the direction that this game is going in. I just want to start this by saying, to be fair, I love 2K. It's my absolute favorite basketball game. Um, if I was ever going through anything, I would play this game. I remember I had a high pressure corporate job. I would come home, play the game to decompress. I love basketball, and this game to me is still the best option you have to enjoy kind of a basketball simulation that's out on the market. So I can't take that away from the game, but there are so many things that I find troubling. So, number one, let's just talk about pricing. So, I'm okay with this whole tiered pricing that a lot of games have now, where if you're willing to pay a little bit more, or in some cases a lot more, you get more. Fair enough. I bought the Legend Edition, like I said, and it was $89.99 for me with a 10% discount off the retail pricing. And I got 100,000 VC. I got a bunch of My Team packs, which I probably will never use just because I don't really play that mode very much. And we had this opportunity to kind of test out builds. Admittedly, I didn't do as much of that as I probably should have, but I'll tell you what happened to me. I had started playing the game, and I knew that 2K, being that they're greedy, um, that I couldn't use my VC to really level up any of the builds that I was testing out within the actual game. And I had played as a point guard for a really long time. I love distributing the ball. That's actually my favorite thing to do in the game, is to actually pass the basketball and get assists. And I love playing defense, so I'm cool with having like 8 or 9 assists and not very many points. After they changed the way that you shoot, I really to this day cannot figure out how to shoot. And sometimes I wonder whether or not they don't want you to figure out how to shoot, so that they can convince you to buy boosts and things like that so that the ball will go in. Um, but I have kind of just accepted that this whole shot meter thing isn't really working for me. People talk about building the shot with base this and base 12 and all that jazz. I have not figured that out. I've tried watching YouTube videos and just duplicating what these allegedly successful 2K players are doing. It does not work for me. And I ended up actually deciding that I didn't want to play as a point guard anymore. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go in as a shooting guard. That way I can maintain a lot of the skills I've been developing as a point guard with passing. Um, I can finish pretty well around the rim, even though this year there's some of the tricks that I had developed, they don't really work in this game, but I'll talk about that a little later. And I thought I had selected shooting guard, but I ended up spending all 100,000 plus of the VC I had accumulated on a point guard. So now I'm left with 1,000 VC. I spent $90 on this game, and I have all these other builds that I'm testing just to see if I can develop one that will actually be fun to play with, because it's the my career character is successful in the actual game, playing against real life human beings in the multiplayer settings like the rec center and the park. And I'm sitting here like, dang, all my VC is gone because I saw it said shooting guard, but it was actually a point guard. What do I do now? So now, even though last year I said I am not spending any VC on this game, because 2 years ago with 2K17, I was constantly spending money on boosts, and the game was so fun when I did that. And if I spin the wheel in the little daily spin and I get like Gatorade boosts or attribute boosts, it definitely makes my playing experience much better. But I don't want to spend my money on these attribute boosts to try to make the game enjoyable after I've already given these greedy people $90 or $100 of my money. So I but I look and I'm like, how much is the VC? All right, so here it is. We got this amount of VC for $5, $10, $20, and I spent another $20 on this game. And so now I've spent 90 plus 20, so that's what, $110. And I still can't really do that well with the character I have. I still can't max out the character. And I'm like, come on, 2K. Seriously? Do you guys really not care whatsoever about the people that love this game? We spend so much money on the game. You should not have to spend $200 on a video game just to have the possibility of a decent playing experience. I understand fully that there's this 2K league and you're trying to create this really photorealistic basketball experience. And by the way, you have not done that. But we shouldn't have to pay that much. And it's really it's grounds for a lawsuit, because at the end of the day, we are paying for a game and we can't really play the game unless we give you more and more money, or we can play the game but at a real deficit so you really can't enjoy it. Then there isn't a lot of transparency about how to progress the character, and it takes so long to actually get to the point where you have a character who can even play on an above average level. And I understand that there are some people out there who can really play this game and they don't need what the average player needs. But most of us are average, and most of us who buy the game are not in the position to be in a 2K league. So if you really want to create that type of dynamic environment for those players, then create a capsule within the game that models the whole 2K league experience, where you have a realistic shot timer and all this other jazz, and give us back the former games where it was more fun because you could actually be successful, and we didn't have to pay so much money to have a character that could do things that would make us happy and make us smile, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? Well, no, it's not. Obviously, we live in a capitalist country, in a capitalist world, and it's about cash. You guys clearly don't care about us. Then I'm looking at little things about the game, and there's so many things that just indicate that there's an amazing amount of laziness when it comes to the creation of the game. Like even something as simple as this whole express men. Like when I was playing the game and the players were walking through the tunnel, they're wearing express men suits. It doesn't look like any express men suits. That stuff looks like the old suits that dudes used to wear in like 2013, 2014 edition of 2K. It's just like everything's so dang on lazy. And I understand that basically now 2K has transformed into like a marketing space for companies. And maybe that's what it always was, but it's just like on steroids now. And that seems to outweigh, or the priority on that aspect of the game seems to outweigh the priority that you're placing on the people that actually give you the money every year to make this game relevant and viable. And we just keep dumping our coins into this game and getting very little, if nothing, in return, except for people who seem to just say, okay, so what? You're pissed. We already have your money. It doesn't matter. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, it took me a year in 2K18 to get a player who could make a shot, who could do certain things around the rim. And I'm like, maybe I should just keep playing 2K18. But I'm like, no, I want to play 2K, not 2K18, I'm sorry, 2K19. I want to play 2K20. I don't want to fall behind all the people that grind in 2K20 and then I come back after 6 months and play the game and I'm still so far behind people, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out, how to work the VC situation so I can play the game enough to earn my VC up so I can just level up another archetype to make the game enjoyable. But it's just so disappointing. Like every year during the off time or that kind of 3 month window before the game comes out, they know that we're all disgruntled over the same things about this game, and they start like dangling these carrots that make it seem like they're going to fix this or they're going to do right by the community, but they don't. They do the same stuff every year. And what's sad is that I look at games like Fortnite, and Fortnite is killing 2K on Twitch, and it's killing 2K in every um kind of measurement. You could show that Fortnite has better engagement, they have a better community, the game is better, the game is dynamic, and it's constantly changing to fit like a growing community. And although I understand NBA 2K20 is not Fortnite, it's not a first person shooter, it's not a battle royale game, but at the end of the day, it's a game like Call of Duty, where you're put into a very similar environment and you're executing on different tasks over and over and over again to try to get a very specific result or a very specific outcome. And if they actually level the playing field, then maybe we could see who really is the best 2K person, and maybe we would have players in the 2K league that were actually the absolute best players in the world. They should make it so that you don't have to pay for anything in this game except for the cosmetics. I like that you can change your hairstyle for free, but I'd rather pay for that than have to pay for some type of boost that gives me advantage against another player. And it's just like it's just messed up. Like I don't even know what the right words are. And there are probably some right words that I can't say here on YouTube, but that's like my biggest grievance with the game. I really don't like the shot timer. Maybe because no matter what I do, it just doesn't work for me. I have no idea. If people have some advice about that, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I love this game so much. I don't want to give it up, and I don't think I will give it up. I think I'll be like everybody else who feels like they're in an abusive relationship with the game, where you just know you should never buy it again, but you keep doing it. But I am literally just pleading with the people that make this game to do better by the community. You still have an opportunity to change some things. The microtransactions in the game, maybe you really desperately need the money or something like that, but I bet you could make the type of financial headway that Fortnite does if you make it easier for more people to enjoy it for less money. But I wish I was as technically savvy as some of my other YouTubers out here who can tell you about specific glitches and things like that. But I've been reading some horror stories, especially right now with what this little campaign that's going on Twitter about Fix 2K20, where people are talking about dumping all their VC into a character and then the character being deleted and stuff like that. That stuff is just wrong. Hopefully those people can get those things fixed. But just make it easier for us to create my players that are at least at a certain level, so that we don't have to spend so much money trying to figure out where we fit in the game. But those are my thoughts. I will probably report back again. I've been playing the game. It's pretty fun. I don't like it as much as the 2K19, but I guess once I figure out the mechanics of it a little bit better, maybe I will enjoy it more. But we shall see. Anyway, everybody out there playing 2K, I hope that you're enjoying, and if you're disgruntled like me, I hope that we all come to a place eventually where some of these major things that we've been complaining about for years get fixed. Peace.